Hi guys, my name is Jo and I'm the founder of Navistar Legal, and today I have Peter Swead. Welcome Peter, how are you?
I am good, Jo, how are you?
Great, good. He's the founder of Paramount and he is here to talk to us today about his business, about things that are important to him within business and some of the laws of business that you can only learn. I feel like these are laws we only learn when we're actually doing the thing. They're not things that you can learn in a book. They're things that you're like, of course I know that, until you actually get face to face with them. And then you're like, oh, this is not as easy as it seems. With that, I'll just ask Peter to give a bit of a background. Tell us, Peter, how did you get into what you do? What do you do? What does Paramount do? What do you exist to do?
What Paramount does is it generates sales leads for SMEs with 3 to 30 office-based staff. That's my target market, purely sales leads. How did I get into it? Through a very circuitous route. When a friend of mine, when an ex-employee at another company asked me to do some market strategy for them, I did said market strategy, and it went very well, even though his employees were French, very urbane, sophisticated types of people. They were selling robotic systems for £1 million, £2 million. And I thought, well, that went well. Let's make a business of it. You know, I had nothing to do at the time. I just sold a business. So I started advertising for that service of marketing strategy for big companies, with something called Google Ads and a website. I had an address in Mayfair, you know, £100 a week it cost me or something like that. And blow me, it worked. You know, I had major clients, Eon, Caterpillar, Lloyds Bank, at board level, and I was helping with their marketing strategy. Unfortunately, 2008 came along. And unfortunately, Lloyds Bank effectively went bankrupt. Caterpillar lost 35,000 staff, people placing more orders in the morning, cancelling in the afternoon, blah, blah. So there was I doing absolutely nothing yet again. And one of my friends turned around to me, you got all this work from Google Ads, can you help some of my clients? So I then started a business using the skills I already learned to use AdWords for some of their accounts, and then. So
these are smaller businesses. You got
smaller, but yeah, they're very
down to the smaller business, right?
Yeah. They started with small business. I had some quite large, sort of multi-billion-pound businesses as clients as well. But that was what I found with them, is that the politics were such that I couldn't do my job. Google Ads can only work if the target website is good. Well, the first time I saw this particular client's website, it took me an hour and a half to place an order. And the website was so funky and functional and super cool that I couldn't work out how the menu system worked. Right. And they wouldn't change it. So I rang the marketing director and said, how does your menu system work? Anyway, I worked with them for a couple of years and it became a good case study. But my core market's always been small businesses, because I can speak to the owner of the business and say, you need to do this. And there are no IT people saying, or brand people saying, you can't do that because ... So I just, yeah.
How's that transition from the corporate world to the SME world?
It's much easier. I'm not good at politics. I want what I do to work. And I get very frustrated when people say you can't do this because it's against our brand values, or because that's the way we like it, or because it's got to go through X processes.
That's the way we've always done things.
Oh, funny thing that. Yeah.
That's the way we've always done things. And but we want a different result. If you could get us a different result, but this is the way we've always done it.
But, so the problem with AdWords is that it can work brilliantly if you have a good website. So I then got into building websites, but I found some really amazing guys in India, and they do my website builds for me. And then you find that the websites don't work because their marketing is rubbish. So I've then come back to the marketing strategy, and the whole thing, you know, I got 80% of the leads that sales inquiries that cross my desk, I don't touch because I could just know they're not going to work. You know, last week I had somebody that sold basically a water filter. It costs £10, this water filter, and they wanted to sell it on their website. That's great. Okay, lovely. How many will they have to sell to make any money from this? How much have they have to spend generating a sales lead to get the £10 back? I don't know the number for that, but it's such a high. I do know it's such a high number. I've just based it on. Don't bother. And I get a lot of those. You know, people selling. I had somebody last week who had some sort of process that came from Harvard Business School, and he said to me, "Okay, this is what I do, but it's not about what you do; it's how you help." And proving that your wonderful process can actually help somebody in the UK. It's just not going to work. People are very cynical, especially in the UK. It's not the States, and you have to get over that wall of cynicism. And
there's
just
a
to say,
pre-sell, isn't there? There's always a pre-sell of this is not just this is valuable. There's something more. There's a whole jumping through hoops you've got to do.
Yeah, it's more than that. You have to be able to prove. You have to say what you do. It's not how clever you are. You have to say what you do, and then prove you can do what you do in 5 seconds. That's what a website does. The rest is mush.
Right, great. I mean, I have this conversation I have been having this conversation with my team for a long time about websites and how important they are. And I'm like, unless they, and we have the same view for different reasons, but my view is, unless it's for something, look, there's got to be something that it's worthwhile putting in place for. Otherwise, it's just a brochure online. And I don't know. Well, go on then, say no.
Totally. No, absolutely, totally. There are 2 views of websites. A website is a brochure and has to look nice, and that's what graphic designers do believe.
Right.
My view of a website is the most powerful. It can be the most powerful marketing machine in the planet.
Yeah. Right.
If you get it wrong, all that will happen is you'll transfer all your pounds, shillings, and pence to our friends in Google and Facebook.
Yeah.
So you have to get it right. You have to say, they have to say, what makes you special? Why should somebody use you? What are your benefits? In what way are you credible? Yeah. Prove to me.
That's always an easy question to answer, and there could be in 5 seconds. It's not always an easy question to answer, is it?
It's normally a very difficult question to answer, actually. And but the ways of doing it are case studies, reviews on Google, reviews on Facebook, Trustpilot. There's a million ways of doing it, LinkedIn, all that sort of stuff. But the example I would give is that if I had a 500-carat diamond on my desk and I put it on my website for £500, how many people buy it? The answer is nobody, because they wouldn't believe me. I'm not credible at selling that product. If it was Asprays, it would go by within about a 10th of a second. So not only have you got to be able to produce this service, you've got to prove that you can do the service that you say you can. Because we're a cynical bunch, and rightfully so. Because